Okay, I hope you all can see me. I kind of have to hunker down a little bit because the lighting was so bad and this is all I could find. I also have this little piece of paper so I can remember what I'm talking about. But anyways, let's get started with myself as a reader. So, getting to know myself as a reader was actually pretty interesting because I'd never been asked those questions before. Crazy enough. I've never been asked who I like to read about, or what I like to read about, or where I like to read and why I like to read. I've always done it and not really had an explanation for it. So it was interesting for me to get to sit down and think about past times and recollect on why I even began reading and why I enjoy it. I know a lot of people don't enjoy reading, and I think that some of the cause for that would be they haven't had to sit down and actually think about reading and pick out books that they're interested in. And while we're on that point, I think that it's important to know myself as a reader and what I would like to do, because that would help me to get to know my students and put myself in their shoes. So, because if I know what I like to do, I know the questions to ask to understand more of what they like to do and who they like to read about and where they would read the best. So creating the survey I love that idea because I wish that somebody would have done that for me. I feel like by creating that survey and students filling it out, they get to put their stamp on a lesson. And students love and will learn better when they have input of what they are going to be learning about. So I wanted to put questions on there that I would like to be asked if I was in the kindergarten, first, second, third, or fourth grade, because those are important questions, and those are the questions that they get to answer, so you can adjust your lesson plan and the books you read according to that. And you don't want to read books that they're not going to like, and you know what they're going to like by doing those surveys. Creating the survey for me was fun, and it was also fun to research other surveys. I found that they were all pretty much the same, so everyone, I guess, thinks it's smart to ask the same questions about like what genres you like to read, or what subject you like to read about, where you like to read, do you like actions, do you like love books. And I think that those are good questions to ask, but I think that those questions need to be adjusted per grade level and the ages. The self-analysis was very beneficial. I loved being able to sit down and think about myself as a reader so I could allow myself to create that survey. Knowing myself as a reader gave me better questions to put on that survey so I would know the correct questions to ask my students. And I do think that the survey would help you to get to know your students because it's them that's filling it out. It's them that's giving you the answers and their input. And I think that this is also a conversation starter in the classroom, because I think that those ideas would help another student be like, hey, I like that too, or no, I don't think I would be interested in that, and they could just feed off each other. And I think that this would help plan instruction because you have the answers right there. You know what you need to teach. You know what is going to be successful when you start teaching it. You know what the students are going to want to read. And I think if they put their stamp on it and you have something that they want to read, they're going to learn better. They're going to be more interested in the content, and they're going to be excited to come to class that day. And I know if somebody would ask me these questions when I was in grade school, and I could be like, oh, I know I'm going into class to read The Hunger Games. I know going into class to read Percy Jackson. Then I think that class would have been more fun for me, and I would have known also what to go home and study or go home and research on, so I would be more prepared for what I was getting myself into. Overall, I think this was a great assignment, and I'm glad that we performed this assignment. Because I got to know myself better, and I think that this will allow me to be able to teach my students better as well.